Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Play this, even when we're not
You
speaking.
can talk over the top of it, you know.
I am.
What's up? What's up? How are you, Tio? What's going on?
Man, it's early. I'm not awake yet.
Oh, well, I wish I was asleep. I I don't know if anyone's watching the stream. They may have noticed this pop up maybe in the last couple of hours because we'd been talking over the last few days whether we would do these live streams again, and it's quite late here. It's about 11 p.m. local time. So, but anyway, we're here and we got no idea what we're going to talk about. But I'm sure that there'll be people joining us in the chat telling us what we should be saying. So. That sounded a lot meaner than what it actually is, doesn't it?
People tell us what to say all the time.
Yeah. Now, before we continue, we're taking a minute already. Anyone who's watching this on replay, we want to do. I want to do a little bit of an experiment. If you view this video, you watch it all the way to the end. You can mute the video. That's fine. You don't have to listen to us go on. Yeah, you don't have to listen to us. We're just going on. And if you're new, if this is the first time that you see this video, pop a 1 in the chat. No, not a 1 in the chat. 1 in the comments. And if you've come back to the channel and you've seen videos here before, put a 0 in the chat. Is that right? Yeah. So, little experiment. See how you guys go. I just want to test a theory out. So, and I might do a video on it later on. Anyway, how are you? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Should I ask you what the theory is that you're testing, or does that imply the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and affect the outcome?
It might affect the outcome because then no one will do it and I won't be able to prove it.
Or someone will rig it so that it does what you want it to do.
Well, that's a good thing, though. That's exactly what I want to happen. Someone can rig it. Actually, yeah. So don't watch this stream once. Put it on loop. You can right-click on the video and you can click the loop button and just let it go over and over and over again. Good morning to Lionel. Lionel has, in the last few days... no, Lionel's still a channel member. That's strange. I thought you moved over to Patreon. Anyway, that's fine. Good to have your support, and thank you, Lionel. 45 Auto. Hey, kids. Dudes, I won't watch this stream once.
There are some people that are older than us. It is possible.
Is there? Well, definitely me.
So 45 Auto is saying he's at least 20 years older than us. Well, I guess technically at least 15 years older than us.
Yeah. Spotter Judding Amateur Radio. We were chatting on Discord not that long ago. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. And Lionel says, I did move over. The sub here on YouTube just needs to run out. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't understand YouTube memberships. They're a bit strange sometimes.
Well, so you paid for the month and your month isn't up when you made the change.
Until it expires. Yeah.
Next up, 45 Auto is going to tell us to get off our lawn. Get off his lawn. And I am old compared to Dude. Dude's a young whippersnapper.
I don't know how old Dude is. I think Dude's probably younger than... No, Dude wouldn't be younger than me.
Well, you're younger than me, and Dude's younger than me.
Well, that doesn't help, does it? Plasma. It was good to... Actually, I was on... a couple of weeks ago, I was on Ham Radio Clubhouse, and Plasma made an appearance on there. So go back a couple of weeks ago on Ham Radio Clubhouse and you'll find the video with me, and Plasma's on there. It was great chatting with him and having him on the stream. So
didn't see you in FT8 off last night. What's up with that?
Dude or Plasma?
Plasma. I did see Dude there. He was running the stream. Kind of hard to miss him.
vidIQ just released a video. Should be watching that rather than streaming. No,
nice.
Hey, we could do a review. We could do a live viewing.
Rob.
Oh dear. Actually, we I don't know if you saw that video on Channel Makers released, I think, in the last day or so, where the guy goes and roasts another channel and the poor guy just got absolutely roasted. And I put a comment on the video saying, please roast me next.
Yeah. So I'm kind of afraid of that because I do that searching thing that he was complaining about. So if you guys don't have the context for it, there's a YouTube channel called Channel Makers, and he analyzes YouTube channels and tells you how to get better at being a YouTuber. Odd that the two of us should watch something like that. In this video, he breaks down another YouTuber who volunteered and is well aware of what's going on, and starts getting at him like, I have tried to do scripted videos, and I find that I read the script, and then I find when I watch videos that are scripted and I see people reading the script that it's very off-putting, and I'm not really all that great at memorizing lines because that just removes the flow, you know. So I try to
Mm.
I try to have like a one-on-one connection with the audience, and I try to be present for the videos, and I try to come across as being genuine. And genuinely, when you're in front of people, you do stutter or stammer or search for the right word sometimes or something along those lines. And I try specifically to leave it in, and he just tore this guy up for leaving all of that stuff in. I get why he was saying it. The guy
Mm.
didn't seem to know the specifications on the product that he was reviewing.
Yeah.
And so
And so this is the channel. I'll just show it quickly because I mean he needs some subscribers when he's got 59,900.
yeah.
But see this guy. So Nate Black, he's only been doing this since the end of last year, I think August, and some of his videos are actually really good. One of them, this is the latest one. Yeah, if your video's doing this, no one will watch it. So this is where he goes in and he does the roast, and yeah, I guess it sort of translates to what we do in ham radio because not all of us are experts at every single bit of
Right.
ham radio. So
It's not really
we
possible.
no, so we try to impart, I guess, the knowledge that we have, but all of us have to do research on something at some point. And then what we do is we learn and then we can impart that on and hopefully inspire you guys to go out and try it or research it yourself or learn a bit more about whatever facet of the hobby it is. But in that particular video, it was a review of, I think it was a camera, and he was doing things like going, let me just check the specifications.
Is it USB? Yeah, I think it's USB. What kind of
Yeah.
I think it's USB-C, but I'm not 100% sure. And so
It's like,
basically it was and we struggle with this because I did that review on the amp, and I was trying to do like how efficient is it on each band and all that kind of jazz. And I was talking with a friend at the Ham Shack, the Ham Club, the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, you were doing it backwards." Like, yes, but that was intentional because I want to show you that it can be done both ways, and I want to show you like how it can be done in one direction and how it can be done in the other direction, and why one is smarter than the other. And it's a visual medium. So like imagine me demonstrating how to hammer in a nail without ever hammering in a nail correctly, incorrectly, or otherwise. I'm just not going to do it. It's a visual medium. And so the explanation that I gave the guy was like, you see the husband kiss his wife goodbye. You see the wife get in the car and drive off. You hear tires screeching on pavement. You hear crashing sounds. You don't see any of that going on. You're watching the husband's face, and the husband just gets really like sad and starts to run. That's a visual medium. You don't need to
know what's
you
happening.
don't need to see the car crash to know that a car crashed. And the story was actually the husband's reaction, not the wife's crash. It wasn't a crash analysis, it was a relationship analysis. So videos are really weird medium, and you can't please everybody all the time, as our comments will show on our videos and on QRZ. But sometimes people just don't get the video. Ben's got a fantastic video out right now on why ham radio is dying, and a lot of the comments, if you've watched the video, you can tell that the person making the comment did not watch the video. Very specifically did not watch the video. Because their comment is like, I know exactly what you're saying and you're wrong, or something along those lines. But like, you don't know what I'm saying, because what I said was what you just wrote in the comment is what the problem is, and you just proved it.
Yeah.
You just proved that I was right by not watching the video, calling me out on something that you don't know, and telling me that I'm not good enough for ham radio. So why would I be in this hobby? So yeah.
Actually, you mentioned before a point where running off a script. So I don't know about you, but for myself, I don't script any of my videos. I usually come up with them on the spot, which sometimes can be a bit detrimental because you do get into that it takes a lot of editing because you get into that, and you think of things as you're trying to say them. So that's why I like live streams, because basically you can say whatever you want. There's no editing, and people sort of forgive it a little bit. But there's some of us who do better jobs than others. But then I guess, we all have different takes on whatever we're doing. So like someone could do I don't know, an IC705 video or a DX Commander video or, whatever video, but we all do it in our own little different way, and someone gets something out of it each and every time. So,
and a lot of stuff that we do, like when I do a build video, I can't do take two. There is no such thing as a take two because I've already soldered the resistor into place, and I can't.
Someone else did that the other day. Who was that? Someone said soldered the other day. I think it was Ape. It was on your RFI video.
Yeah. So I can, in fact, desolder, like stop the camera, desolder the resistor. I can't put the legs back on it. I can't demonstrate putting it back through the through hole. It just is what it is. And so I've gotten into this one take thing. And what I have learned is when I want to do that thought searching thing, I've got my thought right in my head.
I actually thought your internet stuttered then.
I can then go back and edit that part out in post. But if you're like outdoors and there's cars going by, you'll hear like half of a sentence come out as the car goes by.
I remember when I started,
it out and it's gone. Yeah.
I remember when I started, because I don't know, maybe it's just something inherently. I've noticed it with a lot of Australians do it. We sort of go and we add it to a lot of words while we're saying it. And I remember an early comment on one of my really early videos. It's probably still there. I don't know if anyone can find it. There's a challenge for you. See if you can go and find it and pop it in the comments, so I don't have to go look for it. But the comment was, you say too many R's and ums. Can you please edit those out? And I'm like, if I did that, it would be like jump cuts all the time because I'd just have to remove them because I just do it so often. So in the end, I don't worry too much about it unless it's a really long pause and it's going to mess up the video. But
so in the US, we say and in Ireland, they say M. And I actually like watching Irish people talk because they do have those embellishments that we don't have. And it's just part of what makes the world go round. Yeah.
I suppose we better get to some of the... Yeah, I suppose we better get to some of the comments that are in the chat. What do we got? We've got we started playing the age game. So we've ascertained that I am younger than Ham Radio Dude, which is, not necessarily a good thing.
Such a baby.
Plasma been under the weather with bad allergies. I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah,
I get allergies in the spring, summer, and it's spring now, but I've got it under control, which is good. And hopefully that carries through to summer. Who else we got here? We've got Kefa. I did this the other day. Kefa Waviwa. We got Joe Brett. How are you, mate? And you popped Spotter's video in the chat as well. So check out. Yeah, check out Spotter's video. Hello, Jared. VK2, you're up late, the same as me. We're in the same time zone. I'm in this description and I don't like it. I can't remember what description we were talking about. But yeah, cool. Agoraphobic. Is that agoraphobic?
Agoraphobic.
I was going to say agoraphobic Adams doesn't like the spiders, but...
it means he's afraid of sweaters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got a doctor's appointment and fixing to leave.
Just leave the stream running. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave it running when you leave. Don't worry about it. Just leave it.
We'll be here when you get back.
Yeah.
Or not.
Will we? No. He's going to the doctor's. He's going to be there a while.
Yeah.
Oh, the Aussies who and yes. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I don't know. We just we seem. I don't know if it's a problem or not. Hello, Steve. Morning.
I got a friend that's an old sailor, and if he's not dropping the F-bomb every other word, he says Batman all the time. I don't know why.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah, he's like, holy Batman. I'm like, okay.
What does that even mean?
And this is why you can't be on my stream.
Well, it doesn't. Well, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. My streams had some colourful words before. Doug said VK1ZDJ. Hello in Canberra. I think was it Canberra was having some interesting weather, or was that Sydney today? I can't remember. There was some. Oh no, it was even further. It was Queensland. Oh, so you're looking. I've even butchered it up now. Plasma saying it's arachnophobia. What did I say? Agoraphobia. Oh yes, agoraphobia. Yes, yes, I know what agoraphobia is. Yes,
Yes.
fear of white oak. Yes.
Fear of no escape is what it says on Wikipedia, and you know that's right.
Yes, yes, yes. Digital Stump, I think, is in Sydney. So sort of radio related. One of the things that I did bring up with Tio earlier, we thought about doing when I say we, I thought about doing a CB stream, but then we both realised that we don't really know an awful lot about CB. So, but I did just want to comment on one thing that I did notice during the week was what's that? Is that a Midland or is it a President?
It's a Uniden. No, it's a Uniden Pro
It's a Uniden
510 XL. Right.
Do you have Unidens there?
We do.
I thought that was an Australian company.
Uniden.
Yeah, Uniden.
Uniden.
Let me look that up. I thought Uniden was.
I'll just point at other things on my
no,
shelf. Okay, now I'm not solo anymore.
No, it's Japanese. No, the reason why I said that is because I have only ever seen them advertised in Australia. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's Japanese. Cool. Yeah. So the big news was the FCC enabling FM on 27 megs, which is interesting because you're going to get channel because what's the spacing of 27 megs of each channel? I think it's quite wide.
I don't even know. I think it's AM, so it would have to be, wouldn't it? So
yeah. So yeah, I know that there was some comments made about that, which was saying that FM's going to be better because during the solar cycle you won't get as much interference from long range stations. But I mean, during the solar cycle and also during the summer with sporadic E, if everyone jumps on FM, you're going to start to get US to US, contacts and stuff because FM works pretty well actually. On 10 meters. I've tried it on 10 meters before, and it's pretty good. Operating repeaters and stuff like that. So that could be interesting.
Kilohertz wide.
Are they only one? Really?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me share it.
Is that in the USA or is that?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we share the same band plans or not.
Don't math on camera. There it is.
No.
Share it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So 1 kilohertz channels. What are they going to do to stop people from splattering on adjacent channels?
I don't know. I mean, where does SSB fit into all this too?
Yes. Well, I guess I'm gathering they're not going to run wideband FM. I mean, someone in the chat might have more information than what we know, but wideband FM would be up to 5 kilohertz deviation. So 1 kilohertz is definitely 1 kilohertz, isn't it? Or is that? No, it's 10 kilohertz, I think, isn't it, Tio? Yeah, it's 10.
Don't math on camera.
Yeah, it's 10 kilohertz you've got there, but still, it's pretty close. Maybe they'll be doing narrow FM rather than wide FM. We had to do that on U8. We have I guess it's your equivalent of your because it's your FRS. That's on UHF, isn't it?
I believe so. Let's check.
400 and something megahertz. Because we have UHF CB, and UHF CB is 40 channels.
There it is.
Yeah, so UHF. You get 20. Yeah. So our equivalent is UHF CB, which is 476 to 477 megahertz. There's about 40 channels crammed in there. And then what they did was they went to narrowband and they crammed in another 40 channels. So we got 80 channels to use. So Doug is correct. Doug, it was 10 kilohertz.
Yeah. Carry the one, carry the other one.
Yeah. Here we go. Jared's got an important question. Here's a question for y'all. I sit my exam on Monday, need to fill out call sign preference sheet. Should I go with VK2AWE or VK2WAY? Victor Kilo 2 Alpha Whiskey Echo, Alpha Whiskey Echo, Whiskey Alpha Yankee, Whiskey Alpha Yankee, Alpha Whiskey Echo, Echo. Does anything sound like any of those letters? Whiskey Echo. They're both very good call signs. I don't know. I'd probably go VK2WAY because it's cooler.
WAY.
Why? Then you could go VK2 VK2
Two-way.
Two-way, yeah. Okay, so Plasma says Union's big here in the US. I did not know that. 45 auto. Guess I should have taken notes on that. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong comment. Oh, StreamYard does that. I've seen a video saying the next solar cycle will likely be huge. When is that supposed to start?
Last week.
Actually, apparently the bands have been really, really good the last week.
Last weekend we had a geomagnetic storm and like everything seemed to be shut to me.
When I say apparently, it's because I don't have my antenna up yet. Okay, so 45. So 45 auto. So I was actually reading about this in QST last night, and we were talking before the stream that we're gonna talk about QST and also Australia's equivalent magazine called Amateur Radio. So QST, I was reading in the August or September edition, they were talking about the solar cycle and how based on the amount of spotless days in the last cycle, you can roughly gauge what the next cycle is going to be like. It's not a given, but you can sort of work out. And it's been the last 4 cycles have been on a downward trend. I think there was a huge one in, I think it was 1958. Look who we've got sitting here. Hello.
I didn't know I joined. I thought I was going to watch the video.
Awesome. Okay. Totally unprepared with the green screen and the lighting and the headphones on.
Yeah.
This is how I am all day, every day.
All day.
Well,
man.
we're talking about solar cycles, so take it out.
He's what you call a professional.
Oh, well, solar cycles are fake, if you ask me. But I thought you guys were talking CB radios.
Is the sun flat?
The sun is a disc.
It looks.
Is it?
Well, that's what Tamitha calls it. She says the Earth-facing disc every time.
Right.
She knows something we don't know.
Hey, Roger. I saw that the sunspot count, is that right? Was over 100 yesterday.
Yeah.
It was like 107 or something like that.
Was that the sunspots count, or was that the solar flux index? I think
It might have been the solar flux index. I think you're right.
Yeah. So basically, when the SFI is higher than 100, you're starting to get towards pretty good HF conditions on the higher bands. When you're getting roughly 200, 250, I think, from memory, that's when you're starting to see really, really good propagation.
But you want to keep that K low, right? You want that low K on there. Somewhere, I've got a chart that tells you what's good and bad.
Yeah, Tio's looking up stuff. I
have
no idea what he's
like
looking
that.
at.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find a good image of that map.
Go to Solarham. I think it's solarham.com. That should have some good information on it.
Here it is.
But so pretty much the solar cycle, the previous solar cycle 24 has bottomed out. It bottomed out in December. Not bottomed out. It ended in December 2019, and we're in the new cycle now, and we're on the way up. We're going back up in the list there. Solar flux index 94.
So
Sunspot
94 means
46.
get on your radio?
Oh, yeah. What more do you want from me?
Well, no, I mean, like, does 12 mean stay away and 94 means hell yeah? Or does 94
Well,
mean
a lower
no, don't
means
go
less
there?
chance of skywave propagation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So even when the solar index is bad, though, or low, I should say, instead of bad, you can still do like NVIS and stuff like for Nevis propagation, right? So there's still reason to get on the radio. It's just that you're not going to get you're not going to get hops or multiple hops, which is what everybody's thirsty for. But
And you're probably going to get FT8 no matter what right at the bottom of the cycle anyway. So,
well,
still
you're
jump
going
on
to do
the
better
rail.
with FT8 than any other mode, right? Except maybe CW.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you can jump on SSB when it starts to really improve. So I think if Dude's still in the chat, he said he worked VK this morning on 40 meters. So
Yeah, he said he was also getting into Hawaii, but I don't know if he made contact with Chuck, who happens to be over there right now.
Chuck went to bed.
He's probably all sideways on them coconut drinks, right?
Yeah. We've got SDR Play in the house.
I just
Well,
want
howdy,
to
SDR play.
I just want to say very quickly before we get to that, Tony Barnett, he said he just dropped in to say thank you and for the videos and to the overseas friends. Tony left a comment on a video of mine a couple of hours ago, which he said that he is 65. He's going for his foundation exam here in Australia, and his wife has sadly just passed away. And his advice was to advice that he received from some people was to go ahead and do something that you haven't done before and something that you want to enjoy. And one of those things was he wanted to do ham radio. So that's what he's doing, and he's watched us here on YouTube, I believe, for a little while. So I wanted to say, to pass on my condolences, first of all, Tony, and welcome to the hobby, and you'll find plenty of friends here, and we'll all try to help you out. So thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, good luck, Tony, moving forward. Sorry to hear about the personal situation.
Yeah.
Good luck on your test.
Yeah, good luck. SDR Play, defined radio. So, hi from S. Welcome to our Australian customers. Yes, thank you very much. And our US customers as well.
They make great receivers. I have the SDR Uno, and I love that thing.
Should we bring it up? Let's give them a plug, seeing as though they've jumped in the chat.
I said I had the SBR Uno. I had the RSP1A. Uno is the software. Look, it's early over here. I'm liable to make mistakes.
You're getting both ends of
It's
this. 'cause
late over here.
It's almost midnight for Hayden, so he's up late, and
Yeah.
it's early
Yeah.
for us.
It's late over here. So what did you say you've got, Ape? What
I have the RSP1A.
the RSP1A.
And
Oh
I think
yeah,
I
I've
picked
seen.
this up on a sale for like $109.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty cool. You can use that as a spectrum analyzer. There's some software that you can use with it.
1 kilohertz to 2 gigs. Wow.
Yeah, and it's got filtering out the wazoo. The sound quality on it's fantastic.
And what was the other one? The Duo.
No, the Duo is another one. I was saying Uno. I accidentally said is the software that you use.
Oh,
with it.
okay. Yeah, yep. I clicked on the wrong link.
I'm gonna put you on hold for 1 second.
Do we just wait for him to come back, or
Yeah, we're on hold. Just play some music.
so I feel like we need to play like some sort of elevator music or something like that at the moment.
I'm dropping links to the YouTube channels in the chat because somebody asked. Because Doug is watching on Facebook. Is it Doug?
Oh yes.
Sorry about that,
yes.
guys.
No, that's okay. Yeah, if you do post that in the chat, then they should go to Facebook. So yeah, do that. Doug, I thought we passed the solar minima last year, so yeah, it is getting better day by day. That's right. Roger says hi, Ape.
Hey, Roger.
VK
But yeah, the solar
Radio,
cycle is going up, right?
VK Radio is here in Europe on 80 meters at the moment.
Nice.
That's
What
good.
people say there sometimes is that the more sunspots and all that stuff, the better. But it can also cause disruptions. I mean, too much of a good thing can be bad too.
Yeah. Yep, like a geomagnetic storm, as you said.
Exactly.
My car remote stopped working. I blame the sun, not the
The
batteries.
disc, the yellow
Yeah,
disc in the sky.
It's fake, so how can it actually run? How can it be a problem?
I mean, look, I've never seen the other side of it.
Never seen the other side of the moon either.
Yeah, I was going to say is that the same thing?
Exactly.
Hey, I've never seen the other side of the Earth either. So, but you guys are there, so I'm assuming.
You
it's
mean the
there.
bottom of it because it's flat, like a racket.
We're up top. Yeah.
No, well, that's where I am. I'm down the bottom.
Or so they say.
You don't know how hard it is to get coverage on the top side of the Earth. It's really see we're gonna be in trouble because now I have to be very careful how I say this because the issue in the world that is affecting a lot of people we cannot joke about.
Taxes.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
So we better be careful because if we start saying that the Earth is not round, then we'll start to get banned and all sorts of other things. So
Actually, there's a lot of people behind the flat Earth movement these days. It's growing in popularity. So,
okay.
but the other
good
issue
to
that
know.
you talked about, you can get in deep trouble now for talking about that on YouTube.
Well, what
Oh,
I
yeah,
like about
yeah.
it is you can actually quote statistics from the original government source, and they censor that.
I had to think if I'd made any jokes about a certain mobile carrier and associating it. I think I have, so we'll see. If my channel disappears, you know why.
Yeah, I'm a victim of that. Maybe a victim of that too. But
Yeah. VK Radio 20 meters in VK6 now going off. So VK6, it's currently what time is it there? I think it's 3 hours behind. So it's
Can you translate
evening.
that to American for me?
the 60 foot band.
Well, that too. Thank you. But I don't understand VK6, and I don't understand going off, and I don't understand Arvo. There's a lot of words in there that just aren't
Well,
words.
see, I just take this stuff. I just take this stuff for granted. So let's start from the beginning. 20 meters is 60 feet.
okay.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
VK6 is Western Australia. So they're out as far west as you can go. So they're like the California of Australia. They're just like so far out.
Is that like where Perth? Like, is that Perth?
That is Perth. Perth. Why am I talking like you? It's Perth. Yeah.
Perth.
Perth. There's no R. There's no R in Perth.
Perth.
There's no R in that word.
Going off means that it's all happening. It's you know.
So he's not mad. 'Cause like here, if
No,
you go
no.
off on somebody, it means you're mad.
Oh well, it means that
Going
here
ham.
too, but it's got a double.
They're like,
meaning.
I went off on him, son.
And Arvo's afternoon.
Yeah, I totally got that. Arvo afternoon.
But it's
that almost
not-
rhymes.
but it's not Arvo over there though, isn't it? It's evening because they're only 3 hours behind, which is like 8 o'clock. It should
Well,
be
how you
dark
get
now.
Arvo out of afternoon?
That's what I was saying.
Well, how do you get Macca's out of McDonald's?
We don't.
We don't call it Mackers.
No,
call
but
it
we do.
Mickey D's.
We say Mickey D's.
My wife
Mackers.
says Schmack D's. I don't know why.
45
she does
autos trying to get us banned by talking about flat Earths again. Tony, talking about Tony, thank you. Done the test, waiting on result from the AMC. The club I joined is Small Skark in Southern Adelaide. First, I went to the blokes lent me a handheld radio to listen to. Excellent.
that. Nice.
So there's a good example of
That's a
an
good
Elmer
club.
lending a hand. Yeah,
That's a good club.
Yep. Yes. We should do a video. We should do a parody video. Amateur radio operators prove the Earth is flat or something like that,
We should.
and just say it's because of bad signals.
Can't be serious all the time, folks.
No.
That's how you turn into a
Jared.
gnome.
Jared, clubs are the best way. I haven't met the folks from Waverley Amateur Radio Society here in Sydney, but they've been so welcoming since I joined this lockdown. Yeah, well, that's right. Sydney and other states of Australia have been in lockdown. So hope everyone's doing well. We're not in lockdown here, which is lucky. So here we go. Do you want me to decipher that?
Yes. How could I resist?
Oh dear.
So apparently it's
probably
very
more-
good. And a frog and a sock is just trying to get out, so it just looks exciting. I can kind of visualize that.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you're holding a sock and the frogs.
You
Although
got
I
the
don't see
poison
how you-
frogs down there, though, right?
Cane toads. Yeah,
Down
well,
there
I was,
in the UK down under. Now, is that what some of the hams call that?
that is what some of the hams call it. I was talking to someone about cane toads the other day, and they said, "Oh, I was talking to them on the phone, and they said, hold on a minute, put the phone down." And they said, "I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to go knock a cane toad out with a golf club." So that might sound really bad, but that's because they're a pest. So
Are they invasive species, or
Yes.
so they're not native to Australia?
no. I don't know. I can't even remember where they were introduced from. They're not here where I am, but they're in Queensland, northern Queensland. Native to South and mainland Central America. So there you go.
Well, there's some big old frogs, and then they get they secrete that slime that makes you get. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's a politician.
They're huge. Are they
Oh,
really that big?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are monstrous.
Yeah. What the hell is going on there? I don't know. I think
Hayden,
we'll,
if you don't know what that is, you should have had a better conversation with your daddy.
I mean, look at that picture right there.
Yeah. Yeah. There they are. Yeah, they're huge.
He gonna
they're
die.
pests.
Is that Steve Irwin?
No, that's
Crikey.
not Steve Irwin, and I think that's too soon.
Oh wow, it's still too soon.
Actually, I wonder if there is a photo of him holding a cane. Oh, there is a. No,
I just thought everybody in Australia dressed like that.
Oh, come on now. This is fake. What's going on here?
Holy moly!
I don't know. This
Looks
guy
like look at that
thinks
grin on his face too. He's having way too much fun.
Oh, I don't know what he thinks he's doing, but he's a nutcase. I hope that guy doesn't sue me for saying that.
Look at K9KMV's comment to bring this back on track.
Hold on, I need to scroll down. I was scrolling down. Who else we got in the chat? Q-Tips is in the top of the flat Earth.
Latuvula.
Todd's there. Doug. Doug's joined us on YouTube. Hello, Doug. Thank you very much for joining
It was a
us
lonely
on
place
YouTube.
over on Facebook. I'm glad you.
Howdy, Doug.
Yes. G'day, Tim. Flat Earth.
Bananas.
Are we going to trend for bananas now? That's
Bananas.
So you say bananas. I say bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah, nanners is what people call them around here.
I say it. I say it like Liam Neeson. Bananas.
Bananas.
Oh, bananas.
He's a bloke.
VK
Isn't he? Liam Neeson's a bloke. With a name like that, he's got to be, right?
Yeah. VK Radio asks, where are the Yanks based in the US? Well,
Yes, in the U.S.
Midwest.
Tio and I are both based in Wisconsin, so there, and Apes in what is
South
it? You're
Central.
That's right, South Central. Yeah, that's right. I was trying.
So
to
the
think of
unlucky
joke,
ham
Ape.
is saying
Right.
that his club gives them a UV5R when they start out, and I guess that way they can make sure that they shame them for using a Baofeng, right?
That's a perfect use of a UV5R, and that's one of the reasons why I like that price point. I mean, for $25, just do it. Get them hooked.
Yeah.
Man. That's how they get you.
So I kind of thought about doing that for our club as well. We've got a scouting club which are nearby, and one of the scout leaders, he's a ham, and he's been teaching the kids all about radio, and I believe they get UV5Rs as their first radio too. So
My first radio was a UV5RE. My first ham radio was a UV5RE.
If you can program a Baofeng UV5R from the front panel to get to your local repeater with offsets and PL tones, you are
yeah,
just set for the rest of the hobby. There's nothing that will intimidate you in this hobby anymore.
and after a while, confirmed, really gets on your nerves. So,
Channel mode.
channel.
I bought a
mode.
Wushang HT, and I was all excited to get it. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. It's a tri-bander. And when I got it, I turned it on, and it's got that Baofeng lady inside.
Thank you, Chris, for the super sticker, the $5 super sticker.
And it just was so, I don't like it. Here I am in full screen. I just don't like the Baofeng lady in my Wu Chang because it makes it feel cheap. Not that I'm making fun of Baofengs. I use them all the time. I was just hoping it would maybe have a different lady in there. And you can't
Who's
change
mowing their
it.
lawn?
That's here.
That's a
Is it? Oh.
You
You got a gardener in, have you?
cutting the corn down.
Sorry,
you
keep
got
going.
pretty good ears over there.
Yeah, I can hear the guy, the mowing company, doing your lawn at the moment.
It's actually it's I think it's a helicopter flying over. To be honest with you,
It's not. Maybe it's
Is it
not your
black?
neighbor, is it? The one that you hate because we solar controllers.
no, it's not. It's not that. It's
No,
not that
so
guy.
it's the other one. It's Gene Shorts Dave. he
Right,
only
it's
has
not
2
Jim
neighbors.
Shorts Dave. It's not Fast Talking Larry. It's not. It's not any of those guys.
Hey, Tio, you've been a member for 4 months. It says on my screen.
Yep.
Interesting.
And then I had
sorry,
to reset it because I had to change bank accounts, and YouTube is stupid.
Sorry, keep going, Ape. I interrupted you while you were telling your Baofeng story.
No, I was done. I just wish the Baofeng lady wasn't in my Oshang radio. How do you say it, Tio?
That's I say Wuxen, but that's because I'm weird. That's like having your
Wuxen?
girlfriend's voice come out of your wife's mouth. You can't do that.
It's confusing. It gets you all messed up.
That's like a buzzkill right there.
Did you notice how quietly he said that? And
Well, she's in the other room.
yeah, well, which one, the girlfriend or the wife?
Yes.
I haven't heard
The
her talk
answer
yet
is
this
yes.
morning. I don't know.
You're in trouble.
I'm always in trouble.
Well, that's the best way, isn't
Yes.
it?
But like when I rent the cars, when I used to travel all the time, I would go in there and I would change the voice to like Japanese or something like that. So when you get in the car, it's like konnichiwa. And then if you can change the language on the GPS so that it's written in, I don't know what those character sets are called, kanji or something like that, or
KNG.
yeah.
and that way that whoever gets that car, it's a rather unfortunate experience for whoever rents that car next.
We jump in the car, the rental cars, and go and tune around to find what's the SBS station. So sometimes they'll have a lot of foreign languages on there, and you can't understand. We'll go through and just program all the presets in the car radio.
So when they go,
So they go
dang
to
it,
get to
dang
the
it,
radio.
dang it.
Why is there no music?
That's funny.
And
I'm
thank you
sorry.
very much, Plasma, for being a member. Now, Ape, you weren't dancing. What was going on there?
Who went dancing?
You weren't when we did the super sticker. When
You-
we
you
did
were
Chris's
not
super
dancing.
sticker.
No,
Oh,
wait.
from Chris Davenport. I must have missed that. There were a couple things going on here. One, I was getting a phone call. Two, Mrs. Ape came in the room and was talking to me, and I probably got a text message at the same time.
And you got that bloke mowing your lawn outside too. You got everything
Right.
going on.
Well, I don't know if you about
Does
2
he use
months
a push
ago.
mower?
No, about 2 months ago, I started having problems with my antenna, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I went out and checked it, and the guy who does the lawn unscrewed it, and then when he went and put it back in, he didn't put the coax all the way in.
Oh, so you actually do have someone that does your lawn. I was actually
do.
joking.
No, I do.
Have you seen his lawn's bigger than mine? He ain't got time for
Well,
that.
no, I haven't. No, well, he's the international man of mystery. Of course, I haven't seen his lawn. Do you know how big South Central is? There's quite a lot of
Well,
lawn.
I can tell you the lawn is green, and so
He
that's
doesn't- He doesn't have a lot of herbivores, so that makes him the herbivore.
right.
Ah, okay. Actually, I've got to do that. Actually, that is one thing that I will be doing. Hopefully tomorrow, if it's not raining, is putting up my DX Commander, because tomorrow actually is the Oceania DX contest, and after all of the promotion that I've been doing for it, to not have an antenna is a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right, you won't be participating. VK saying Americans are obsessed with Baofangs, much to the detriment of radios in general, as they are cheap junk.
Agreed.
Yes, that is true.
What, that you're obsessed with Baofengs, or that they are cheap junk?
Yes.
Yeah, both, right? I mean, the thing is that when you look at something like ham radio and you want to get involved in it, and somebody's like, here's $25 piece of equipment that you can get and you can use it to learn and you can try things out. People are likely to do that versus go out and buy a $200 Yaesu or $300 ICOM.
Xiegu FT5D, man. What is it? $500?
Yeah, and then what happens is that after you buy that one Baofeng, you're going to buy another one because you're like, ooh, look, you can get it in blue, or ooh, look, they got a different model or something like that.
Oh, it's fluoro.
Yeah, because you're still learning there. But I think that most guys, most people, as they progress throughout the hobby, will start to upgrade and get better and better equipment. But I still use Baofengs. Like if I'm going to go somewhere high risk and I don't care if something happens to the radio, I'm going to grab the Baofeng.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Though, if you leave the Baofeng in the car, someone will
break in and
leave 2 more.
Give you 4 or 5 more. Yeah.
Actually,
my Baofeng did me great in the hobby because after hearing nothing on it for months at a time, I upgraded to general.
So I work with a guy who found some of my videos, and he's like, "Hey, are you a ham radio guy?" It's like a little bit, yeah. Well, first I denied it. I denied, and counterattack. That's typically how I handle things.
Yeah.
But so I started talking to him. He's like, "Hey, I want to get in ham radio." So I gave him a Baofeng. Maybe I'm a bad guy for doing that, but it kind of felt like the right thing to do.
You just imagine Ape turning up to like some alleyway and here's the Baofeng.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys have this stuff over there, but let's just put it out there. Baofengs are the Gladware of radio.
What's Gladware?
Disposable food storage containers. So when you have guests over and you have a big meal and they want to
call
take
it
leftovers
Tupperware,
home with them.
suppose.
Well,
Tupperware's
Tupperware's
not
the
disposable.
highfalutin stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah,
want that
plastic-
Tupperware back.
plastic container.
The Gladware, you give it away and you don't care if it comes back or not. The Baofeng, I give it away and I don't care if it comes back or not.
We've got in our club we've started to do a equipment loan type system, but Baofengs are so cheap that you can just give them away and still have enough radios to do what you need to do.
Well,
so
I love it when people are like, "Is it bad to key up my Baofeng without the antenna on?" Like I was testing with it, and I was trying to see if I could hit the repeater without the antenna.
Well, I kind of haven't done the video yet, but it is planned that I was going to do what it takes to kill a Baofeng, and one of the things was just stick it on transmit and without an antenna and see how long it lasts.
I wonder how long it does last.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do a video then you'll find out. The other thing I was going to do was run over it with the car and a few other things as well. So
I've seen
the car thing last.
Right, where people have done some of that stuff and they work. What I wanted to do is do a flinging test, like where you fling it and see. Like, have you ever seen those big rubber bands where they have the water balloons and they pull them back and they let them go and they take off? It's like if you
like
could get
a bow and arrow type thing.
Yeah, like if you could
Usually
fling a
they're on fail
Baofeng 100
videos.
yards and then see if it still works.
Usually those are on fail videos and somebody winds up getting hit in the crotch, so I try not to watch it.
What we
Those
should
things
do
are
is
dangerous.
I should strap one to a boomerang and see if it'll come back to me.
with
Do you
three
own
more
a
attached.
boomerang?
No, I wouldn't know how to throw it.
It's
Okay,
okay,
no.
either way.
I would know how to throw it. I just wouldn't know how to catch it. So
I don't think they catch them, do they?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
I've
have
got one of
so I'm
those
not sure.
boomerangs where it's like it's like a foam boomerang. It's got 3 things. And it does come back.
Someone should 3D print me one and send it to me. I don't know if that'll work or not. Probably not.
Probably won't make it across the pond.
Well, like those,
No,
those
it'll go back.
the legit boomerangs are huge, right?
Yeah. So we were going to talk about our magazines, weren't we, T.O.?
We even had like props to prepare for it, but
Yep. But now
Oh,
we
no.
don't need to because Ape's just entertaining us. So
we're done. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to drop in a few. What is that magazine that you have there, Hayden?
This is Australia's amateur radio magazine. So
Amateur.
radio.
Antarctic Adventure.
It's not spelled like amateur.
But look, oh dear, I need to point properly. The Xiegu G90 is reviewed.
Xiegu.
What do you guys
what?
think of?
QST
What-
did that last year.
First
What
off,
do you
it's
guys
pronounced.
think of the Xiegu G90?
First off, it's pronounced Exugi.
I've watched your videos. I know it's not.
Xiegu.
Xiegu.
It's what?
That's what
Xiegu.
some people will say. They'll be like, it's Xiegu. It makes it sound like a French radio when you say it
So
like
the
that.
Xiegu G90 sounds like an Austin Powers movie.
What do they say about it?
It's gorgeous.
They said the summary is it's a capable HF QRP transceiver that is good, and it was fun. It's fun to operate.
It's everything you need and nothing you want, which
There
is
you
not
go.
negative. It is literally everything that you need to get on HF, but it doesn't have
and it's
filters.
$500
Well, I
or
guess-
something, isn't it?
I guess there actually is a lot of extra bang for the buck in there. It's got the auto tuner built in. It's got the CW decoder built in. It's got the waterfall built in.
It's SDR.
You can do a SWR meter. You can do like an antenna analyzer feature with it.
Well, it's much
you
like a
do-
Baofeng. You get a lot of capability for a low price, but it's not the best. Right? It's
you
like the
had an
Baofeng
FT
of HF radios.
If you had an FT891 Xiegu and you had, which is $600, and you had the G90, which is $400, the Xiegu would sound better, and you would sound better talking over it. It would sound better to your ears hearing it, but the G90 does more. But the Yaesu is 100 watts because the G90 is 20 watts. So it's one of those. It's one of those trade-off things, and I think it's a great starter, or it's a great, the Baofeng of HF. You just toss it in the back of your car and don't care what happens.
Can
Well, when
you
I,
hook up a can you hook up a pan adapter to the G90s?
You
It already
can.
has one.
But you can
Does
hook
it?
up a monster one. It has IF out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So when I was looking to buy a mobile HF radio, well, another mobile HF radio, I was looking at the 891 and I was looking at the G90. And I actually reached out to MRD because he had both of them. And I just talked to him a little bit about them and his experiences. And I ultimately went with the G90. To me, the screen and the tuner were worth more than the extra 80 watts.
Guaranteed. I would have more fun with the screen and the tuner. I have both radios accessible to me. The G90 belongs to Astrolia, so I can look at it every so often.
She's got a G90 and a 705 now.
Yep.
She's really enjoying life with those two radios.
High power, low power.
Yeah.
Since grabbing this, getting a 705, I reach for that more. But like in the summertime when we sit out back, like I can just grab my G90 or my 705. 705 is easier because it's got the battery too. But I just can take it out there and unplug my coax from my antenna, plug it right into my radio, and then I'm backyard portable.
Like,
Did you
how
just
easy
fold
is
that out of paper?
No, this was the pre-prepared one
Oh, okay.
that I did already. This is the one that I did with Chris. Chris just didn't quite come out like mine. He's come out as a Baofeng. One comment I just did see that Jared said the Antarctica article is epic. Read it if you can. So this particular issue of amateur radio is all about the history of amateur radio in Antarctica, going all the way back to, I think, 1970, and details like, how difficult it is to set up stations and all that sort of thing. I've got an interview that I did with Paul, VK0PD, who's currently down there at the moment and who also is a channel member and a channel watcher. And some of the stuff they have to go through down there is like just isolation and stuff. So taking amateur radio down is, I guess, a good way to break up that and still stay in contact with friends and stuff. Because going back, like now, it's not too bad because they do have an internet connection. But back in those days, they wouldn't have had the internet or anything. It would have been just the radio to keep in contact with all of their friends and family and stuff. So quite interesting. But sorry for the side point.
No,
The
but
internet
well,
is
like
fake.
here, in like rural places, a lot of people still use CBs to keep in touch with locals. Like it was very common for people to have a CB on and in like the living room or the kitchen, just to hear whatever was going on in the community, and that still prevails a little bit. Like sometimes when I go on trips and stuff like that into the countryside, you can hear people just talking to other people casually. They're not truckers or anything like that on the CBs, which is kind of cool.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a trucker.
Right.
We're currently having
Do
a
you-
trucker shortage here.
What do you think to the changes with CB to FM? Do you have any opinion on that? Because I think you did a video on it, didn't you?
I did, and I think it's cool. I think it'll be cool to have FM on CB, but make no mistake, it was 100% a way for the radio companies to sell more radios, right? Because now they're going to have
Upgrade.
AM and FM. Now, I do think that FM is going to sound a little cleaner than AM, but I don't think you're going to be able to work skip or longer distance and stuff like that. And everybody else is like, it's going to sound so much better. Is it really? Because you're going to have people on AM on the same channels talking anyway, right? And that's going to make it sound. So you're not going to hear the static, but you're going to hear what sounds like interference.
And if you get lots of different stations all on the one channel, they're just going to be clobbering each other, and whoever's the strongest to you will just win. So you might have trouble communicating with your buddies down the road when the skip's rolling in. So,
I mean, I think it's cool, and I would likely pick up a CB radio that has FM capability, but I don't think all of a sudden CB is coming back because of that, right? Like, do you have FM CB now in Australia?
Not on 27 megahertz. So we have AM and SSB, but we've got another CB band, which is UHF CB, which is basically your FRS, but it's FM. So
gotcha. It must be the UK then. The UK has FM.
It must be, yeah. I'm not sure. I think we had Stuart, I saw in the chat. If Stuart knows, let us know if it is the UK. But yeah,
because they're import radios for 11 meters that have FM on it. There you go. It says FM on 11 meters is great, but it'll cause absolute havoc, which he's in favor of.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. So they've had it since 1981. So there you go. I don't know about 11 meters over there or not, but it can be quite entertaining to listen to when it gets going.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a good indication, though, when 10 meters is open, that's for sure. So,
I mean, it should be cool. And I'm all for more access and more modes on all the bands. So, I'm glad they did it.
I guess it's like, I don't think CB's not really, this might not be right or not, but I don't feel like CB is now the gateway to amateur radio anymore. It used to be years ago, but...
No, I agree with you, because I think more people are more likely to just go buy a Baofeng than they are to go buy a CB radio. When I was a kid, we had CB radios, and that's what exposed me to radios. Is like, me and all my buddies had them in our cars, and we would drive around talking to each other and thinking we were cool. But there's no need to do that now. I had a mullet and all that stuff, and
I don't think I've ever seen you without a hat on.
I mean, most people haven't.
I haven't.
I wear them all the time.
I don't.
But there's pictures of me. There's pictures of me on the internet without a hat on. I've even got videos, I believe, of me without a hat on.
Oh, I might have to go back. I keep, for some strange reason, your apple cider video keeps being recommended to me.
Well, we should watch it.
We should, and then roast it like you roasted my video that time.
I wasn't roasting. I was giving positive feedback.
Hey, I don't mind if it's roasting or positive feedback. You're watching. I don't care.
Right.
Imagine if Baofeng decided to make a FM CB radio and they sold it for $20 and it was a handheld.
Well, they'll probably just reband a UV5R and claim that it does that.
Probably. That'd definitely bring CB back. Everyone would be buying those.
Yeah, I got a CB radio over there. I wanted to put it in the Jeep, but I haven't done it because COVID. Oh, and to beat me out. Sorry, but
what are you saying? You trying to say that causes CB radio?
No, but what I'm saying is that I'm never in my Jeep anymore. I drive, so it's like I'm never going to use the CB. So I haven't gone out and done it. But
what do you mean you never drive? You said to me the other day you went out for a drive.
I did, but it's the first time in a while that I had done that. I mean, I was getting like 4 weeks to the gallon.
Well, at least you're saving money.
Yeah. Well, and I'm extending the lifetime of my Jeep, right? Because I normally put about 35,000 miles a year on that thing. So I basically got another year out of it.
So did you use the Jeep to travel to and from the office, or
I use it to travel anywhere I go.
On
Well,
road,
that makes
off
sense, I
road,
suppose.
on land, overland.
Right.
You need to go and tell that guy that he's doing a very good job of the lawn, because I can still hear it.
No, you can't. I can't even hear it. Can
I
you?
can't hear it.
I'm sure it's still there.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe it's your PC fan or something running in the background.
No. I'm a PC fan. The PC, or computer as we call them, is over there. It's probably about. It's probably about 6 or 7.
So they're not personal. No. Well, actually, you can't call them PCs if they're your work computer, can you?
No. Well, see, the thing is, like with my computer, I leave it on all the time. I never shut it off, and like I'll give it a reboot every now and then, install all the patches that you have to do
Right before
But
stream.
like if I've got to shut it down and then turn it back on, like I've got to go. It's a pain to get back there and hit the button on it. I had to do that when I shut down the power, my mains power the other day
Briefly talk about that. So I put have a look on my community page, because I put a link to the Coffee and Ham Radios video, which you talked about your RFI issues, and you were speaking to me about the RFI issues, and that's a very, very good video full of lots of good tips. So everyone should go and check it out. Link it in the chat. Let's link it in the chat.
Well, I've been belly aching about this RFI problem for a little while, and I had gone down the path of trying to figure it out and track it down. It's got to be some sort of pulse width modulation, switching power supply on a device, and then through testing the coax to see if isolating the coax, isolating the antenna, we were able to determine it is coming from the house, and did the mains power shut down. So the next thing is to shut it down room by room, or go around sniffing with an AM radio. I haven't decided what
SA.
I did that a little bit with a tiny SA, and I couldn't get anything, but I think it's because the antenna on the tiny SA I think it's just too dang small.
Even on AM, you can't detect anything?
I could not.
So that's always a good thing to do, is if you do have interference, is walk around with a AM radio and listen to where it gets noisiest.
Well, see, the thing is it's not broadband interference. I was getting broadband AM interference from AM radio stations, so I bought a band stop for that. But this is just a little itty bitty little birdie every 10K.
So can you tune into one of those 10K segments?
I have not been successful with that with the tiny SA. I can obviously do it with a 705 or something like that.
When are you planning on doing a search for this and turning off the power?
I don't know, maybe this weekend. I usually have to do it when nobody's home, because they're going to be like, my Netflix, you know what I mean, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
But that would be good fatherhood.
Right.
Go outside.
Oh, power.
We were going to live stream it, but then I realized my cable modem, my computer, my lights, everything, it's not going to work.
Your cable modem.
Just do it on cellular.
Yeah, I mean, I could have the cell phone
with a laptop
connected in or something.
Yeah, we can do it. But then the problem is I understand, though, you don't want to do that, because then everyone will see they'll see your lawn.
How lavish my lifestyle is.
How lavish your green grass is. Because you thought it was an air conditioning unit, didn't you?
Well, my coax runs down. So I started getting this interference a couple months back, and I had rerun my coax, so it goes down between the house and the AC unit, and I thought that was picking that up. So you had a really good idea of just putting a dummy load on the end of the coax and seeing if I got anything, and nothing.
Yeah. The idea of putting the dummy load at the end of the coax was just to see if it was being picked up by the coax running past something. But yeah, obviously it wasn't.
Well, so what's interesting though is that with that coax, if it is getting RF in and out, which it was not with the dummy load, right? You could have common mode current, which could turn that coax into more of an element to pick up goofy signals, but Switching the mains off it clearly showed that's what the problem is. Now maybe it still could be the air conditioner, right? Because the air conditioner went off when I turned off the mains.
Yeah, because what antenna do you have on HF, or is that a state secret?
It is a NFED half wave.
Yeah, okay.
Cut for 40.
So an NFED half wave, if you don't have a counterpoise for it, the coax will act as a counterpoise. So that means it's part of the antenna. It can pick up noise. It can pick up signals as well. So
and I have a choke on it. But some people say that you want to put a choke every 40 meters if it's a 40-meter antenna. I'm not going to do that.
No. So there's a AA5. What's his call sign? AA5TB. I think we did a video on NFED half waves and where you should be putting the choke. And I think from the information,
it's quarter wave, right? It's quarter wave.
No, it can be even shorter. It can be 0.05 of a wavelength at the lowest frequency. And he goes.
Oh, you're talking about the first. You're talking about the first choke. I'm talking about additional chokes down the coax.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like some people say, you should choke your coax at a quarter wavelength of the lowest frequency you're going to work on. So I've got 100-foot coax. That would be 2 more chokes. I'm just not going to do that.
What were you
He's
saying,
working
Teo?
for Big Toroid right now.
Well, yeah. So the idea of the first choke is basically to cut, or if you're using the coax
Pusher.
as goodness gracious, that's a big.
He's gonna choke his microphone.
So the idea is to stop that part of the coax further being part of the antenna. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that current peaks every quarter wave length down the coax? Current peaks.
Yeah, it's my understanding.
Yeah. But,
Lionel saying Ape's not going to choke his coax. I've got a choke at the antenna end, and I got a choke at the tuner end right there. 2's got to be enough.
At the tuna end.
Have you seen you can build one, but MFJ do have a common mode detector that you can clamp on your coax, and it's got a little meter, and it will tell you if you've got common mode current as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I would like to check that out. Now, I've seen where people have used like a rig expert, and they twist up a little curly Q wire, and they go out there and do all this.
That clamp-on device, by the way, is another toroid.
Yep.
Right.
Ape's just raking in the bucks.
But I just haven't. I haven't figured out how to make one of those yet.
You need to take it. What you need to do is, do you have any more of those toroids that you wound that are really, really small? You need to take a photo of the small one and the large one together and pop it on your Instagram or something, I think.
Yeah, I do have.
He's gonna get all
Teo
the
and
likes.
I and the rest of the Coffee and Ham Radio guys, we're doing a kit build. So that's them in there.
Oh, that's QRP Labs, is it?
It is. And
QRP
so
guys.
I actually put together one of the traps.
See, there
I
they
don't know
are.
if you
All
can see,
three of them.
like, it's just a LC circuit. But I wired up one of these because I just wanted to test it to make sure that they what's up, Jim, in the chat? I just wanted to make sure it works and all that stuff, and see how difficult it was, because we can easily build one trap in a 1 hour segment, Teo.
Yeah, someone was saying I was ignoring Jim in the chat, but I wasn't. I just didn't. I saw his messages, so I just didn't display them. So, hello, Jim. Hope you're well. I'm looking for my QRP Labs filters that I built on my website, and I can't find where they are now. But they were pretty small and pretty fiddly, but they got some good kit there.
Yeah, they do for sure. But like these are QRP kits, and everybody's like, "Why are you doing QRP?" Well, the big reason is because I've got a 705.
Skills translate, son.
Well, they do, and like so here's a trap that I built that's not QRP, but it didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it. So it's like, why wouldn't I buy a kit and use the kit to build and get experience and, the camaraderie of doing it as a group and all that other stuff?
Did that
what were
one
these
come
kits, like $12, something like that?
Did that one come with the transparency layer as well? We could see straight through it. Obviously got green on it.
This one came with a transparency layer.
Yeah.
The other one didn't. I don't believe.
Yeah. I forgot to ask Teo. You probably need to head off. That's probably why you're very, very close to the camera, trying to get my attention. Is that right? Or
No,
I've got to get running too myself.
You can see what I had
hey,
for
did you
breakfast
shave this morning?
I did.
Yeah.
This is my
All
5
right,
o'clock
guys.
shadow already. I'm like Homer Simpson. I just shave it off and it comes right back on.
Thank you very much for joining me this morning for this like really random live stream. I don't know if anyone got anything out of it, but I think we did.
I did.
I think we had
I
fun.
did.
Thanks
I
for
got
joining
some-
me.
I
eh?
got something out of it.
I had a good time. That's all.
Always
Personal,
enjoy having
personal fulfillment.
you guys on, and good to have you on. I think only for the second time ever, Ape. So we need to do it more often.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yep, it's good.
Next Friday.
That sounded really sincere, didn't it? All right, see you later, guys. I'm going to press the end broadcast button now, and